ruins. Some of the sub-scriptures that picked on by playing through the Blackdagger ruins campaign in Neverwinter. It tells the treacherous betrayal that the Blackdaggers enforced and that. It says in some of the subscriptions, subtext in the Blackdagger Runes chapter of the Neverwinter lore. First chapter was about the Anglehead mine. Melkor Goldseeker had to deal with the Blackdagger bandits. They would leave his mines alone, and in return he would pay them a hefty portion of his profits. After all, the bandits had no interest in mining. So the mines themselves were useless to them without Melkor's operation. That all changed when Melkor discovered ancient ruins in Anglehead mine. Smelling treasure, the Blackdaggers betrayed their agreement with Melkor. They sent Crag Foultooth, the brutal leader of the Gnolls, who had joined with the Blackdaggers, to attack Anglehead mine and to capture and enslave the miners working there. In order to keep Melkor quiet and cooperative, Foultooth also took his niece and forewoman of Anglehead mine, Mirror Tharmos, hostage. Then it leads to the story what happened in the Blackdagger Keep. Once the keep of the famed Cragmire noble house stood along the high road when it was discovered that the Cragmires were using necromancy to plot against the city. The keep was attacked and mostly destroyed by Neverwinter army. For over a century through the spell plague and the cataclysm, the ruins of the Cragmire keep lay untouched. Then the Blackdagger bandits came along and started to rebuild it, using it as the base of operations for all of the raiding and looting along the high road. If the patrols along the road had been unable to stop the Blackdaggers before, they certainly will have no success in stopping them when the bandits can retreat to a valuable fortress. So, as it says it many years ago, it was a trade route between certain towns and cities that led into ruin. That led to the shoreline towards the Sword Coast. That states in the chapter Blackdagger Shipwreckers. The Sword Coast is notorious for its rocky coastline and the lack of safe merchant port. Few places exemplify this better than Ravencliff Beach, where the spell plague and the cataclysm had made the waters so treacherous that the city of Neverwinter set up beacons on the shoreline to warn unwary ships off the rocks. Unwilling to pass up any opportunity, the Blackdagger bandits had attacked the beacon towers and extinguished the warning flames. The plan was that ships would wreck on the rocky coastline and spill their treasures into the bandits' clutches. Unfortunately for many merchant sailors, this venture has met with great success. And then it goes on to the legend of Cragmire Barrow. Near Blackdagger Keep lies an ancient barrow. Faded in description near the barrow reads, "Here lie the last of the once noble house, Cragmire brought low by their own meddling in the dark and necromantic arts. 1328, the year of the Adder. The Cragmire noble house was once allied with the throne of Neverwinter in the early 1300s. However, it was discovered that Cragmires were leading a necromantic cult, raising an undead army to threaten Neverwinter and the Sword Coast. Neverwinter's army attacked Cragmire Keep, reducing much of it to ruins, and wiping out the cult along with the Cragmire line. The crypts below the keep were infested with undead and sealed with a powerful enchantment. In other words, untold doom, whoever tries to enter the crypts and other dangerous cavernous places within the Blackdagger ruins and that. Then it goes to the chilling story of Cragmire Crypt. After Cragmire Keep was destroyed by Neverwinter and the necromantic cult shattered, the commanders turned their attention to the extensive crypts beneath the ruins, where the cult had conducted most of the dark rituals. Soldiers and priests entered the crypts to purify or destroy the horrors that awaited. But few returned, and those did spoke of an entire army of undead. Rather than risk further loss of life, the Neverwinter forces decided to seal the Cragmire crypts with a powerful enchantment that would ensure that no trace of the cult's work would escape. While enchantment somehow survived the spell plague, it was weakened substantially, with the wizard named Carlos Tam working with Shravan and Malos Blackdagger was able to break it again entry. Then it goes on to the Hexbane's journal. Marion Hexbane's journal is filled with bitter vitriol against everyone from her victims and to her fellow bandits. She seems to especially hate the fact that she is spell scarred, despite the fact that it has apparently enhanced her magical abilities. The only people she appears to respect are the Blackdagger brothers, because they are willing to set their sights on so high a target. However, there is no explanation as to what precisely she means by that. The last few entries is mentioned a new plan involving a merchant named Melkor Goldseeker. She mentions ordering some of her men to go to the Broken Crown Inn and confront Goldseeker and to apply our new leverage to him. Then it goes on to the short documentation of Carlos Tam, an agent of Thy sent to the Neverwinter region. Carlos Tam arrived with dark intentions when he discovered the Blackdagger bandits operating along the high road near the ruins of Cragmire Keep. He saw an opportunity that both Shravan and Malos Blackdagger was receptive to his offer to help them unearth control of the undead army within the crypts. Of course, Carlos Tam had no intention of putting the army fully at the command of the Blackdagger brothers. He intended to keep control of it himself, ensuring that he would hold the real power in the joint venture between himself and the Blackdaggers. which the Blackdagger brothers had no control on operations of the army, which they had a bitter retention with Carol's town. Then it explains about the Blackdagger army. The Blackdagger brothers can be accused of many things, but not lack of ambition. When the Theon wizard Carlos Tam offered them an undead army, the only question was whether Tam could actually deliver his promises. When it became apparent that he could, the brothers began planning the attack on Neverwinter. Their goal was to take the control of the city and insinuate themselves as the lords of the surrounding islands. While Malos planned the attack, Traven followed Carlos Sam into the crypts to keep an eye on the Theon. After all, it was clear that Tam intended to keep control of the army for himself. Traven would learn all he could about how to control the army from observing Tam, and then kill the wizard with an army of undead at his and his brother's command. No force in Neverwinter could stand against them. Then it goes into the short chapter of the Broken Crown Inn. The Broken Crown Inn was so named by the original owners, Luskan sympathizer who wanted to see the rulers of Neverwinter disposed. The inn was recently purchased by the dwarven merchant Goran Pricekeeper, who reopened it to serve the burgeoning trade routes along the north and south coast. Then it goes on about the tale of the Blackdagger brothers. Traven and Malos Blackdagger was the most successful raiders operating along the high road in recent memory. As two penniless brothers from Luskan, they began their bandit careers with only a handful of men, but their ruthlessness and keen eye for opportunity earned them a great success. Blackdagger bandits, as they were now called, gained some measure of fame, and criminals flocked to join them. With the rebuilding of Neverwinter and the subsequent increase in trade, the Blackdagger bandits have seen an even larger increase both to their income and to their ranks. They have become such a problem along the high road that Neverwinter has announced a bounty for the heads of Traven and Malos. Strangely, soon after this bounty was announced, the two brothers dropped out of sight and have not been seen since. And the rumours persist that somehow new now leads the Blackdagger's bandits. Despite this, the raiders' presence on the high road is as strong as ever. Why would Neverwinter announce cause the Blackdaggers to disappear? Do they still lead the Blackdagger bandits? If not, then who does? Then the last chapter reads of the high road. The high road between Neverwinter and Luskan have served both as a thoroughfare of commerce and as a battlefield in numerous conflicts between the two cities. The high road fell into disrepair after the disasters that befell the two cities nearly ended the commerce completely. Neverwinter's reconstruction has brought trade back to the region, but the routes are still dangerous. patrols are far and between. Monsters prowl through dark forests. Bandits raid the roads, and pirates attack on the seas. Still, the profits to be made are extraordinary for the mission to brave or foolhardily enough to take the risk. Yeah, it's a common, interesting thing to read, to learn what happened between Neverwinter and the Blackdagger brothers, and why was they betrayed to such deceit by Carlos Tam that used them in order to control the army for himself. That's an interesting thing to understand, and why they gain such infamy and such legendary fables that be told about them. It's very interesting to read the lore as it stands on the actual game. Instead of going to a site like many games do in order to understand the lore, to read what went on throughout the game and that. And it's very interesting to understand it, and I hope you enjoy this brief lore history of the Blackdagger ruins. Thank you for your watching and listening. This is me, Frankie, croft smales. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Frankie Smales, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook and a couple of other media outlets, and stay tuned for some more lore of Neverwinter, which I will be doing the next one in about a week's time, which will be on about the ebb and downs and that. Stay tuned for that, and once again, thank you for watching and enjoyment, and have a great day.